Oh my God, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's a little baby. Hey, what's up, s'mores? Shannon Morse here, and I'm super excited to bring you all the news from Samsung Galaxy Unpacked in the summer of 2026 right here in New York City. I have all three brand new devices here to share with you, and I'm very excited about them. We have the Fold8 Ultra, we have the Fold8, and we also have the Flip8. So I'm super excited to get to all of them. I will share all the new specs, all the news and pricing, as well as some really interesting security and privacy content too. So make sure to stick around. Don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content, and let's get started. Also, a huge and special thank you to Samsung for bringing me up to one of my favorite cities for this event coverage. Okay, this year Samsung announced 3 new foldables: the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra, the Galaxy Z Fold8, and the Galaxy Z Flip8. Now, instead of simply making one fold slightly better than last year's model, Samsung is creating clearer tiers. So if you want absolutely everything, there's now an Ultra, which I would call the equivalent to a yearly upgrade from last year's model. If you want a premium book-style foldable without spending over $2,000, there's the regular Fold8. And if you like the compact flip phone design, the Flip8 is here with a few nice upgrades. So let's start with the flagship, which is the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra. Clearly, this one is meant for prosumers, tech heads, my InfoSec and networking viewers who want the highest specs possible. This one does start at $2,099.99, which makes it the most expensive option. So the biggest visual upgrade is the display. You get the 8-inch QXGA Plus dynamic AMOLED 2X inner display, and that has a 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. Then there's a 6.5-inch cover display, which is also running at 120 Hz. Now the biggest flex is the new Flex titanium technology. Haha, get the pun. In the display, it's up to 3,000 nits, and it's also now anti-reflective. So that Flex titanium technology is reportedly stronger, it's more resilient and more flexible, and it includes 2 special layers. One is a titanium alloy film, which is a thin layer that supports the OLED panel, and the other one is a titanium plate, which supports the display module to make it flatter and more uniform. Samsung also managed to make it surprisingly thin. When it's unfolded, it's only 4.1 millimeters thick, and folded, it's 8.9 millimeters, and it weighs 215 grams. So that puts it incredibly close to a traditional flagship phone once folded, and it's also their slimmest fold ever. Samsung is also giving the Ultra its best camera hardware of the new models, and it also supports Cinelet APV codec for professional grade editing. So you're going to get a 200 megapixel main, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto with OIS. For selfies, you also get 10 megapixels both inside and on the cover camera. The battery comes in at 5,000 milliampere hour with a super fast charging at 2.0, and that's 45 watts plus 20 watts of wireless charging and wireless power share. Now, a few things I checked for: there is a SIM slot, there is also ultra wideband, and both fingerprint and face unlock. And of course, AI is built in, and the Fold8 Ultra includes some new ways to capture and organize information to take advantage of the display size and the aspect ratio. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, a subscribe would mean so much to me. Subscribing is a very simple way of showing which videos you find helpful, which ones are valuable, and it also tells me which direction I should be taking my channel in. Also, a big Patreon shout out to all my newest patrons. You can join them and support my channel by going to patreon.com/ShannonMorse for perks like early video access, and I have a private Discord. All the videos on my channel are free to watch, and I thank my YouTube members and my patrons for making that possible. So thank you so much for supporting content like this. This one definitely fits in the palm of your hand a little bit more comfortably than the much taller, more traditional Fold8 Ultra. But if you're thinking about using one as a little portable e-reader, I think the Fold8 would be a really healthy option. Okay, the regular Fold8 is still very much a flagship. It's a squat little peanut of a thing, and it takes up the same amount of space as my kitten Zelda when we first adopted her. It's like the size of my hand when you lay it down. It's so cool. Now this thing starts at $1,899.99. Compared to the Ultra, you get a 7.6-inch inner display, which is a 4:3 aspect ratio, a 5.5-inch covered display, which is a 10:16 aspect ratio, and also the same 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. This one is also 3000 nits, anti-reflective, and it also has that titanium flex display technology. It's also lighter at 201 grams. Apparently that's the lightest foldy in the world, although slightly thicker whenever it's folded. You can certainly see that it's a little bit thicker than the Ultra, but definitely not by too much. The camera system does change quite a bit. There's a 50 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, no dedicated telephoto lens. And yes, you will notice that there's only 2 lenses on the back of this thing. The battery is slightly smaller at 4800 milliamp hour, and for a lot of people this is probably going to be like that sweet spot if you want a larger foldable but you don't necessarily need the 200 megapixel camera, or maybe you don't want that taller aspect ratio. This one also has the new fast charging with super fast charging 2.0, 45 watts wired charging, and 20 watts wireless. And it still has my SIM slot, yay, and ultra wideband, and it does support fingerprint and face unlocking. And then we have the Flip8. Now this one starts at $1,199.99. Definitely a lot cheaper. Samsung does continue refining its clamshell design, so you get that 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X main display, 120 Hz refresh rate, a 4.1-inch cover display, which has the adaptive 60 to 120 Hz refresh rate. This one is also the thinnest and lightest Z Flip yet. It's 6.1 millimeters and 180 grams. The camera setup includes a 50 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. The battery increases to 4300 milliamps per hour, which should help with longevity throughout the day. This one also supports super fast charging, but it's not 2.0, and it also supports wireless charging. It does get a SIM slot, but no ultra wideband in this one. Honestly, I was not expecting ultra wideband to be in a Flip. So across all 3 phones, Samsung has standardized quite a few things. So every model includes the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy, Android 17 with One UI 9. They are also IP48 water resistant. Wi-Fi 7 is included, 5G of course, Gorilla Glass Ceramic 3 on the cover display, and they also have advanced armor aluminum frames. The storage options also are fairly consistent. Both of the Fold models offer 256, 512 gigs, or 1 terabyte of storage. Those will either come with 12 gigs or 16 gigs of RAM, depending on the configuration that you choose. The Flip8 offers 256 gigs or 512, and it comes with 12 gigs of RAM. And Samsung is offering a few different colors depending on which model you choose. So the Fold8 Ultra comes in this really pretty dark purple color. It's called Violet Shadow. Also cream graphite, and there's a green version. It's called Green Shadow, available exclusively on Samsung.com. They did not have the green color out, so I do not have that one to show a comparison of the colors. Then the Fold8 comes in my favorite color, the lavender color, which I'm so excited about. I'm so glad they brought this beautiful lavender color back. It's one of my favorites. There's also cream graphite, and the online exclusive is called Pistachio. And the Flip8 comes in pink, cream, graphite, and mint, which is also an exclusive. Okay, so my biggest takeaway here is that Samsung is giving people a really nice choice, and I also recognize that a lot of people probably want the cool conveniences of having a bigger screen in their pocket, but they literally still want it to fit in their pocket. So instead of one fold trying to satisfy everybody, we now have that Ultra for the people who want the absolute best cameras, the largest display, while the standard fold remains the more approachable premium option, but it's much more shorter. Like, I immediately thought about my local girlfriend who recently asked me what phone would give her like a bookish ebook reader experience, but she thinks that the folds are too big. So she's absolutely gonna love the regular Fold8. I think it's perfect for her. Now, of course, the specs only tell a part of the story. The real question is going to be how these devices perform in daily use, how the cameras compare, and whether Samsung has made any kind of meaningful improvements to durability, multitasking, and Galaxy AI. So I will be testing all those things out. If you want to see the full reviews, make sure you are subscribed, and let me know if price wasn't a question. If you could get one of these for free, would Which one would you get and why? And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all being here. I'll see you next time. Bye y'all.